Adam Cole is one of AEW's biggest and most utilized stars. He has made a name for himself in wrestling through his immense promo ability, compelling character, and great in-ring work. Not to mention, he has one of, if not the best, entrances and catchphrases in wrestling. In WWE, it seemed like Adam Cole was destined for greatness on the main roster, but he let his contract run out and refused to re-sign with WWE. WWE wanted him to change his name. Then WWE wanted him to be Keith Lee's manager. And then they wanted him to go bald.
You're bald!
Yeah, I can understand why he rejected WWE. Well, that was a blessing because now he's one of AEW's most important assets, and this is his story. Adam Cole was born in 1989 in Pennsylvania, and his parents divorced when he was 10 years old. He showed a love for wrestling from a very early age, and growing up, his idols were Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Cole then started to train for wrestling when he was in senior year, and from there he started to wrestle on the independent scene. But where he made his name on the independent circuit was in Ring of Honor and in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. In these promotions, Adam Cole coined his main catchphrase, as initially it was Adam Cole Baby, but it morphed into Bebe, thus creating Adam Cole Bebe. This was the perfect catchphrase for the cocky up-and-coming wrestler. It was simple and catchy, and it complemented his obnoxious and dastardly heel character. In ROH and PWG, Adam Cole developed his natural charisma that we all know and love him for today. Adam Cole had a magnetic, arrogant aura that fans couldn't help but get invested in. And boy did he know how to talk his ass off. He had the unique ability to get fans invested in everything that he said. Captivating promos came easy to him, and he proved time and time again that he was a natural entertainer. Adam Cole was that heel that was so good at being heel that fans couldn't help but cheer him, which still holds true today. He just had that it factor. He talked a lot of shit, but he could back it up in the ring too. In ROH and PWG, Adam Cole developed his immense in-ring work. He had an attractive offense, and his moveset in general was very slick and dynamic. People often forget how good a worker Adam Cole actually is, but he proved this on the independent circuit. Adam Cole is a master of stringing along together entertaining and engaging spots. One of his most famous moves, the Panama Sunrise, which is a Canadian destroyer, especially popped the fans. Adam Cole is a key component to why the indie style match has been popularized in the West. But don't let that fool you, he still knows how to tell a great story in the ring. Adam Cole was the first ever 3-time Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion, and he holds the record for the longest ever reign with the PWG World Heavyweight Championship. This is indicative of how much he truly conquered ROH and PWG. Some of his most notable partnerships and associations were with Kyle O'Reilly as Future Shock, and also with the Young Bucks and Kevin Steen as Mount Rushmore. One notable association was when he was in the Bullet Club. In the Bullet Club, Adam Cole really shined as a performer while leaning even more into his heel character. Adam Cole dazzled audiences while he was in the Bullet Club and performed in New Japan Pro Wrestling as well as Ring of Honor. He was in a subgroup of the Bullet Club called the Superkliq with Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks were also a part of a subgroup of the Bullet Club called the Elite with Kenny Omega, and they had a weekly YouTube show called Being the Elite, which was a show that showed the Elite and other wrestlers associated with them in storylines and comedy segments. Cole was never a part of the Elite, but he featured heavily on the show, especially in the earlier episodes. Week after week, Being the Elite grew in popularity amongst disgruntled wrestling fans in the West. WWE saw the splash that the wrestlers involved in Being the Elite were making, and they tried to offer most of them WWE contracts, but they all rejected them, except for Adam Cole. So as a way of writing him off Being the Elite, Kenny Omega spiked his Monster Energy drink, therefore killing Adam Cole in Being the Elite canon. Adam Cole had previously failed 2 WWE tryouts, but now he was ready and he was bound for the stars. He then debuted in WWE's NXT by attacking Drew McIntyre alongside his old buddies Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, who also recently signed for WWE. Another one of Cole's longtime friends, Roderick Strong, joined the group soon after, and they dubbed themselves officially as the Undisputed Era. The Undisputed Era was one of the staples of the NXT brand. They were one of the best, most successful factions of the 2010s decade in wrestling. They carried NXT on their backs and helped to propel NXT to new heights. The Undisputed Era were almost like a sorority version of the Four Horsemen, and also they had banger entrance music. The Undisputed Era, led by Adam Cole, just had a certain swagger about them, as you could tell that their synergy was off the charts. Together they dominated NXT and ran the show every single week. The Undisputed Era reinvigorated the hype around War Games matches. Adam Cole was the star of the group, as his alluring charisma and work rate set him aside from everyone else. Adam Cole's run in NXT was phenomenal, phenomenal and probably the peak of his wrestling career. His presentation in NXT made him feel like a huge deal. He was the top dog, and he was treated like that in every feud and match that he had. And Cole even went on to become the inaugural NXT North American Champion and the NXT Tag Team Champion. And in the quest for the NXT Championship, Adam Cole found one of his greatest rivals in wrestling in Johnny Gargano. Cole and Gargano wrestled a trilogy of awesome matches. Their first match was for the vacant NXT Championship, and it was a 2 out of 3 falls match. This match was a storytelling epic that was filled with many memorable moments and spots. It was rated 5 3/4 stars by Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, which is the first ever WWE match of all time to break the 5-star rating scale. This just proved how truly great Adam Cole is in the ring. Unfortunately, Cole lost this match, and Johnny Gargano was crowned the new NXT champion. Their next match was also a really good match, once again breaking the Meltzer scale with a rating of 5 1/4 stars. This time Adam Cole won the match and was crowned the new NXT champion. He successfully defended the NXT championship in their third match, which was also a 2 out of 3 falls match. The final four was when Cole and Gargano fell through a table from atop the steel cage. Cole then pinned Gargano for the win and retained the NXT championship. The trilogy of matches and feud was one of the best things that NXT has ever produced, and their barn burners of matches helped to put takeover events on the map as some of the best wrestling you'll ever see. Adam Cole had successful defenses against the likes of Tommaso Ciampa and Velveteen Dream. Cole then entered into a feud with Keith Lee, who was the NXT North American champion at the time. In his feud with Keith Lee, this is what happened to Adam Cole.
I believe I can fly.
This all set up their match at NXT's Great American Bash. This match was excellent, but unfortunately, Adam Cole lost the NXT Championship to the Red Hot Keith Lee, ending his title reign at 403 days, which meant that Cole was the longest reigning NXT champion of all time. His run with the title was amazing and really showed how much potential he has as a top champion of a brand. After this, Cole hopped on sports analyst Pat McAfee's show, and on the show, McAfee buried Cole non-stop, saying that he's only successful in NXT because of the Undisputed Era, and he's too small to be a wrestler. Adam was visibly upset by this and proceeded to break McAfee's mic, scream expletives to McAfee, then storm off. This sent the wrestling world into a frenzy because people couldn't tell whether it was a work or a shoot. It was later revealed to be a work, but this caused there to be a lot of interest in their feud. The feud spilled over into NXT, and a brawl happened to break out. Pat McAfee managed to kick Adam Cole in the skull. Remember, Pat McAfee is a former NFL football punter, so that kick must have been brutal.
Mono got put in a pack. He's dead. Goals got put in a pack. He's dead.
Their match culminated at NXT TakeOver 30 and Cole won. After this at TakeOver Vengeance Day, the Undisputed Era assisted and saved Finn Balor after he was attacked by the Kings of NXT. Balor then posed with the Undisputed Era, but then to everyone's shock, Cole superkicked Balor. And even more shockingly, Cole then turned on his own stablemate and longtime friend Kyle O'Reilly by superkicking him. The Undisputed Era was unraveling, and this was heartbreaking to the fans considering how much of an integral part they were of NXT. Cole later turned on Roderick Strong. After many heated encounters between Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly, they signed a contract for an unsanctioned match on night 2 of NXT's Stand and Deliver. This match was really good and very violent. Kyle O'Reilly picked up the win over Cole. After this, Cole got into a little feud with Karrion Kross, who was the NXT champion at the time, and in one promo segment, he verbally obliterated Karrion Kross. His efforts for the NXT championship were unsuccessful, so Adam Cole looked back to Kyle O'Reilly and their feud raged on. They then had a second match at NXT's Great American Bash, in which Adam Cole picked up the win. This set up their third match at NXT TakeOver 36 in a 2 out of 3 falls match. This was a great match, but unfortunately, Adam Cole picked up the loss. Kyle O'Reilly is definitely one of Adam Cole's greatest career rivals because they have had feuds with each other in 3 different wrestling promotions. While Adam Cole was making a name for himself in WWE, a revolution was going on in the wrestling world. After Adam Cole got ridden off of being the Elite in 2017, the Elite proceeded to change the wrestling world forever by throwing the biggest independent show ever, All In. This event drew 10,000 plus fans and caused billionaire Tony Khan to approach the Elite to create a new wrestling promotion to rival WWE. The Elite accepted and formed All Elite Wrestling, AEW, which was WWE's biggest competitor in almost 20 years. If Adam Cole hadn't joined WWE in 2017, then he would have most certainly been a part of the formation unification of AEW. But that wasn't a problem because he was still able to hang out with his best friends in the Elite while he was backstage in AEW when he was in support of his girlfriend, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Similarly, Britt Baker also supported him at NXT shows. Seeing Adam Cole backstage at AEW left fans speculating that he was indeed AEW bound, but for the most part, there was no solid evidence that he was going to go to AEW. But behind closed doors, something was developing. Cole's contract in WWE was running out, and it actually expired around the time of his first match with Kyle O'Reilly, but he extended it by a few months in order to finish his feud with Kyle. There were plans for Cole to go to the main roster permanently, but him only extending his contract by a few months showed how apprehensive he was towards going to the main roster. Cole had many meetings with Vincent Kennedy McMahon and others in WWE about how he would be presented on the main roster. Some ideas that were thrown at Cole was a name change, bald head, and him being a manager. Now that's bad creative.
It was a stupid idea from bad creative.
Adam Cole wasn't too hard on these ideas, and he also wasn't too happy that if he went to the main roster, he would have to start broadcasting on Twitch, where he built up a following for himself as the Chugs. For all these reasons, Adam Cole chose to let his WWE contract run out. The wrestling world didn't know much about this until reports started circulating that his contract had expired with WWE. Almost immediately, fans started linking him with a move to AEW because it will make all the sense of the world. Well, the fan speculation was right because at AEW's All Out 2021, something special happened. After the main event, where Kenny Omega, the AEW World Champion at the time, picked up the win over Christian Cage, the Elite stood in the ring. Kenny Omega hopped on the mic and said that the only people who would ever have a chance to beat me are either not here, already retired, or are already dead. But wait, isn't Adam Cole dead according to AEW canon?
You know it's all about.
Adam Cole came back from the dead and he was now all elite. This was absolutely shocking and sent the wrestling world into a frenzy. His theme song, All About the Boom, was such a hit amongst the fans that it even reached #1 on the iTunes Metal chart. Adam Cole came out to a huge ovation. Him debuting in AEW was monumental because for so long, NXT, spearheaded by Adam Cole, were going head to head with AEW every Wednesday, but now he willingly jumped ship to AEW. This was an indication of the paradigm shifting in AEW's favor. Adam Cole even had this to say on his arrival in AEW. Where I was, that was a dream of mine since I was 9 years old. And then I'd see everything that AEW is doing. The shows are amazing, the fans are amazing. I knew in my heart pretty early on that I wanted to come here, so making the decision was fairly easy. This just showed how much Adam Cole was drawn to AEW. After Cole debuted, the American Dragon Bryan Danielson also jumped ship from WWE and debuted in AEW and proceeded to lay out the Elite to save Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Jungle Boy Jack Perry. The Superkliq, consisting of Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, and Adam Cole, was reborn. They even started a thing where the Young Bucks would kiss Adam Cole after running the ropes when Adam Cole was holding someone in a submission. This was really cool to see. Adam Cole hit the ground running in AEW by defeating Frankie Kazarian in his first match, then by defeating Jurassic Express and Christian Cage with the Superkliq at AEW's highest capacity show in front of 20,000 people in New York's Arthur Ashe Stadium. After this match, Adam Cole defeated Jungle Boy in an amazing match. He was really adapting well in AEW and crowds were loving him more than ever. The Superkliq proceeded to take out the Jurassic Express and Christian Cage one by one. First they took out Christian Cage by giving him a tombstone on the outside. Then they took out Luchasaurus by powerbombing him through a table. Then they took out Jungle Boy by throwing him off the stage set. This all set up their rematch at AEW's Full Gear 2021 in a Falls Count Anywhere match. This match was extremely entertaining and was fast paced and filled with insane spots and moments. Adam Cole even got busted open during this match. It was rated 5 stars in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, which is indicative of how good it truly was. Unfortunately, the Superkliq picked up the loss in this match. However, before the match at Full Gear, former Undisputed Era member and longtime friend of Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, had joined AEW. Obviously, Bobby and Cole had an extensive history, so they naturally gravitated towards each other. This left the Young Bucks suspicious about what was to come. What worsened the Young Bucks' feeling was when former Undisputed Era member and longtime friend of Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, also debuted in AEW, helping Adam Cole to pick up a win over Orange Cassidy. 3/4 of the Undisputed Era were now in AEW. Roderick Strong was stuck in NXT, and I wonder how he was feeling.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand. understand.
The Young Bucks then came down to the ring and they looked confused as to what was going on. But eventually, the Young Bucks accepted Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish and they became the Undisputed Elite. And they helped Cole in his feud against Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy and Adam Cole's feud culminated in a lights out match on AEW Dynamite. This match was awesome and filled with many great spots. Most notably the spot to end the match where Orange Cassidy hugged Adam Cole and they both went crashing through a crash pad. Orange Cassidy pinned Adam Cole for the win. That might have been the world's most powerful hug.
That's what a hug can do.
After this match, Cole started feuding with the AEW World Champion at the time, Hangman Adam Page. The two men had an extensive history that stretched back years, as they were once best friends and were even roommates at some point. Adam Cole was the top of the rankings and he earned his shot at the AEW World Championship. The match was set for AEW's Revolution 2022 and it was a really good match that had a lot of near falls. This match had a takeover feel to it and was arguably the best match on the card that night. Unfortunately, Adam Cole took the loss in this match, but that didn't stop him from feuding with Hangman Adam Page. He then briefly stole the AEW World Championship from Hangman Adam Page, and this led to a Texas death match for the AEW World Championship to end their feud. This match was brutal as hell, with Adam Page even getting busted open. Unfortunately, Cole lost this match again when Hangman Page put a crown of barbed wire on him and gave him a dead eye through a table.
Dead eye? No way. And a dead eye through the table!
After this, Adam Cole entered into the Owen Hart Foundation's men's tournament that was held in order to honor the fallen wrestler Owen Hart. Adam Cole defeated Tomohiro Ishii in the qualifying round, then he defeated Dax Harwood in a very solid match in the first round, then he defeated Jeff Hardy in the second round, and marched on to the finals that were to be held at AEW's Double or Nothing 2022 against Samoa Joe. This match was just okay. It was kind of disappointing that the finals of this prestigious tournament wasn't as good as it could be. Adam Cole still managed to pick up the win though, and won the Owen Hart tournament along with his girlfriend Britt Baker, who won the women's Owen Hart tournament. A lot of criticism started to surface for Adam Cole in AEW. Throughout his run in AEW, a lot of people felt that Cole didn't feel as big of a deal in AEW that he was in NXT. In NXT, he was the guy, but in AEW, he kind of just blended in with the others. Since he debuted in AEW, he was on TV almost every single week on Dynamite and Rampage. So a lot of people were also saying that he was getting overexposed and overpushed. It also felt that Adam Cole was one-dimensional because he had been portraying the same character on the independent circuit when he was in NXT and now in AEW. His matches also started to feel the same as they had the same formula. Also, with the Undisputed Elite on Dynamite and being the Elite, Adam Cole dipped more into his comedic side, while in NXT he was serious all the time with the Undisputed Era. So this presentation in AEW hurt him over time. All of this negativity towards Adam Cole in AEW was then compounded by Booker T's comments about him when he said that Cole needs to get more weight on him and that his lack of muscle is to blame for the injuries that he suffered. This just gave ammunition to the many fans who gave Adam Cole crap for not having a lot of muscle and not being tall enough. Despite all of this criticism, Adam Cole was given the honor of announcing Forbidden Door, the joint pay-per-view between New Japan Pro Wrestling and AEW on June 26, 2022. In the build-up to Forbidden Door, Cole was chasing the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, which was held by the Bullet Club leader Jay White. Cole was a part of the Bullet Club before, so naturally he aligned himself with Jay White. Switchblade Jay White had just won the championship from Okada in Japan, but he said that he didn't want to defend the belt against Adam Cole or Hangman Adam Page, who was looking for redemption and was similarly in the hunt for IWGP Gold. But what about the man who had just lost the title, Okada? All of this led to a fatal four-way match at AEW and New Japan's Forbidden Door for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship between Switchblade Jay White, Hangman Adam Page, Kazuchika Okada, and Adam Cole. Before this match, even the Japanese commentators were feeling Adam Cole's entrance. He may get a lot of criticism, but his entrance is truly one of a kind. This four-way match was electrifying and it was one of the best matches on the card that night. Unfortunately, Adam Cole suffered a concussion somewhere in this match, and this caused Jay White to call an audible and awkwardly pin Adam Cole. After this, Young Bucks went to check on Hangman instead of Adam Cole, who was genuinely hurt, and this planted the seeds for what was to come. Cole's concussion was pretty serious and left him on the shelf for a while. When Cole was healing up, Vince McMahon retired and Triple H took over a more prominent role in WWE and was head of creative. Triple H is a big fan of Adam Cole, as he was the one who pushed Adam Cole to the moon when he was in NXT. Fans started speculating that Adam Cole would be going back to WWE because of Triple H, but then Tony Khan revealed that isn't going to happen because Adam Cole is signed to AEW until 2027, thus putting those rumors to rest. When Cole was gone from AEW, the Superkliq started to crumble as the Young Bucks started to get close to Hangman Adam Page, but Cole was watching the whole time. When Cole returned from his injury, him, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish broke up the Undisputed Elite by turning on the Young Bucks. A kid was even crying in the crowd. You know you're bad when you're making little kids cry. It's so exciting to see what's going to happen next, but that's Adam Cole's story so far. Sure, Adam Cole gets a lot of criticism, but he's proved time and time again how important and integral he is to AEW. He deserves to hold the TNT Championship or maybe even the AEW World Championship at least once. Thank you for watching the video. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. But anyway, goodbye, you jobbers.